again, I want to remind you these are optional questions. What I always say, if you take the option, you'll get better options in life, by the way. This is a difficult question, and I'm not suggesting that anyone would want to do this problem, but the bottom line is we can rationalize the bottom, and let's go through that. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to multiply the bottom by some conjugate of that. And then certainly when I do this, it's going to happen in steps, by the way. So I'm going to group these things like this over here. What would the conjugate be? It would be 1 plus root 2 minus root 3, the quantity root 3 plus root 5. Now, if you multiply the bottom by that, you got to multiply the top by that. Granted, this is not easy to do, but it is doable, right? It is doable. And if you were to do that, you know, the top is not difficult, by the way. The top just turns out to be, let me write this down for you, 1 minus root 2 minus root 3, whoops, I'm sorry, 1 plus root 2, minus root 3, minus root 5. It's the bottom that's so difficult. What do you get in the bottom? Well, they're conjugates. You're going to get 1 plus root 2, quantity squared, minus root 3 plus root 5, quantity squared. So again, I want to point out the top is not my issue. It's the bottom that's my issue. And I want to go through that with you. So I'm going to square that bottom. I'm sorry, not square the bottom, but square the terms of the bottom. And the first term squared, I want to point out what I mean by that. I want to square this thing over here. Relatively simple to do. And what do you get? You would get 1 plus 2 plus 2 root 2. That's this done. Now let's do this guy over here. All right, what's that going to be? I got to be careful. All right, let me put this in parentheses, minus the other guy squared. That's going to be 3 plus 5 plus 2 root 15. Right, I'm just doing the bottom. All right, let's continue with that. What are you going to get? Let's see. You're going to get 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 8 minus 2 root 15. What do you get there? Let's take a look. You get minus 5 plus 2 root 2 minus 2 root 15. All right? So the bottom, relatively simple. All right, relatively simple. Now let me show you where this stuff is written. You know, and again, I'm really concerned about the bottom. I got the bottom written over here. All right? I got the minus 5, 2 root 2 minus 2 root 15. All right? So someone says, what did you do next? And the bottom had a lot of negative signs in it. So what I did was I multiplied the top and the bottom. I'm going to get my eraser out now because I'm pretty comfortable that we can get to that stage of the game. I multiply the top and the bottom, whoops, by minus 1. If you multiply the bottom by minus 1, what would you get? Let's be careful. You get 5 minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 15. Now, of course, if you multiply the top by that, what happens over here, you would get root 3 plus root 5 minus 1 plus root 2. All right? Let me show you where that's written. I got this part down. And I almost got the bottom down, but I want to find they look like they did something snappy with that bottom, right? So let's write that down for you. On the bottom, they did this. They factored out a 2. All right, let's just check that. What do you get? You get minus 2 root 2, and then, you know, minus 2 times minus root 15 is plus, yeah, looks good. So we got this over here. All right? By the way, this is stage 1. We still have a radical on the bottom. All right? So what are we going to do with that? Well, let's write it down now. And I'll certainly go to the next page in a moment. But I got to multiply that by the conjugate. Right? So let's put that down for you. So what do you get? Let's write this very carefully. It's root 3 plus root 5 minus 1 plus root 2. And the bottom is 5 minus 2. Wow. Root 2 minus root 15. Now let's multiply by conjugate now. It's going to be 5 plus this. 5 plus that. All right, let's go through it. Again, I'm not really that interested in the top. It's the bottom that's causing me so much trouble. All right, so let's go through it in stages. And I just want to write the bottom down for you. That's going to be 25. That's a conjugate, by the way. And then you're going to get minus 4 root 2 minus root 15 squared. All right? Now, the tops, certainly, I do want to do that as well, but I'll be honest with you, it's not that important to me. It's kind of the bottom. But let me write the top down for you. All right, the top is going to be root 3 plus root 5 minus 1 minus root 2 times 5 plus 2 root 2 minus 2 root 15. Again, don't be too worried about the top, by the way. We're trying to rationalize the denominator. All right, so what I want to do is I got to do that bottom now, right? So let me put that down for you. I'm just going to do the bottom, and I'm looking at it. Oops, sorry about that. And we have an HQ to look at, so this is going to be 25, and this is going to be minus 4. And when you square that, root 2 minus 15, you would get 2 plus 15 minus 2 root 30. I want to continue to simplify that, by the way. That's 25, and that's going to be minus, let's see, 2 and 15, 17. That's going to be, let's see, 40 and 28, 68. And then you get minus 4 times minus 2, which is plus 8 root 30. All right? And again, I'm trying to rationalize that bottom. And what do you get there? Let's see. You're going to get minus 43 plus 8 root 30. All right? That's the bottom. I'm going to kind of get my eraser out and kind of erase all this business over here now. And I want to put that down the bottom. Again, I'm not really worried about the top. I'm more worried about that bottom and trying to rationalize it. And what would that give you? That would give you minus, sorry about that, minus 43 plus 8 root 30. All right, let me take a look. Oh, by the way, going back to the original instruction, where they asking me to do rationalize the denominator, and that's why I'm concentrating on that. All right, I'm getting close, by the way. So I want to put what I'm getting on that bottom. I'm getting what I expect to get, which is this thing written over here. All right. Now, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I would say is I would multiply top and bottom by minus 1. All right, let me write that down for you. The reason being, it makes it easier for me to look at it. Whoops, minus 1 top and bottom, I said, right? So what would that give you? That would give you, the 43 minus 8 root 30. All right? Again, let me point out what we're getting over here. We're getting this business over here. All right? We're just multiplying it by minus 1 to make it a little bit easier. All right, so if you multiply the top by minus 1, certainly that's not the issue, but you could do that as well, and we expect you to do that. So then someone says, what do you do? You're going on to stage number 3 now, all right? What's it going to be? You're going to multiply the top and bottom by its conjugate, the bottom's conjugate, which is 43 plus 8 root 30, 43 plus 8 root 30. I want to show you where that's written down for you, right over here. And you know what? It's trouble. There's no doubt about it. What I mean by that, the numbers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you did that, let's write this down for you. And if you multiply the bottom out, what do you get? You get 43 squared. And then you would get minus 8 squared, which is 64, times 30. All right? Now, I'm going to say right now it's rationalized. I would consider this to be the final result of the problem because you did rationalize it. It's right over here. You did rationalize it. What does that mean? This is definitely an integer number. It's a rational number, all right? However, I will say this, though, I would suggest doing the arithmetic. So if you did the arithmetic on this over here, you would, in fact, get minus 71. Nice rational number, by the way. Then what I do, I multiply top and bottom by minus 1. And you work through it, and that's it. Now remember, we're just looking to rationalize the denominator, and we did that. We accomplished the task. Thank you for paying attention.